Okay, since now this meeting is now being recorded, here is the agenda. I'll give everybody a second to look over the agenda. We only have one thing on the agenda real quick, and that is the Booth Central training. If there are no objections, we'll go ahead and approve the agenda. Okay, hearing none and seeing none, the agenda has been approved. Once again, my fault for not sending out March 2nd's minutes. I will send those out later on today. So we can go ahead and postpone the approval of the minutes until next week. So we'll go ahead and move on to Chair's message. Thanks, guys, for joining us. Today we're going to be having the Booth Central training. Unfortunately, Brett is under the weather, so he took a personal day. So he will not be joining us for our advisors message. But quorum has been met with just two of the executive officers.
We just can't vote on anything. Well, we don't need to vote on it.
There's no voting. There's gonna be nothing to vote today, so that's good. We'll go ahead and move on to public comment. This time is reserved for members of the public to address the clubs and events board on issues not already appearing on the agenda. A limit of 2 minutes per speaker shall be observed, with a maximum of 4 minutes per topic. No discussion is allotted on public comment. The law does not permit any action to be taken, nor extended discussion of any items not on the agenda. The ASB clubs and events board may briefly respond to statements made for questions posed. However, for further information, please contact ASB Caeb president for the item of discussion to be placed on a future agenda. Is there any public comment at this time?
Just real quick, ARC Ship will be holding a resume and elevator pitch workshop this Friday at 7 p.m. I just shared the flyer on the chat. Just everyone's welcome. It's internship month, in case you guys don't know, and as well, just there's a lot of internships and interviews coming up. So I think it's just a great opportunity. Hopefully you guys can make it, and if you guys are able to promote it, we will highly appreciate it. Thank you.
Awesome. Just so you guys, just so everyone else is aware, if you have an announcement and any type of reports or anything like that, there's a section on the agenda. I know some people are new. This is just for future meetings. Under a section board member reports or announcements, that would be the time that you guys could share what your club is doing, and any relevant information. Just so everybody else is aware that public comment is basically for the public. Since you are a charter, you guys might be a charter club. Since you are a club and you're representing a club, that would be the time for you to let us know what you're doing. But the public comment is basically for members or the audience that's not part of a club, and just in the general public, just so you guys know. So there's no worries, no big deal, just so you guys know for future reference. So is there any public comment? No, hearing none, seeing none. We'll go ahead and move on to appointments and swearing in. We have no appointments and swearing in. Move on to unfinished business. We have no unfinished business. We'll move on to new business. Item 10.1, Booth Central training. This time shall be reserved to discuss the Booth Central training. I created a PowerPoint. I will share my screen again.
Thanks for sending out that email.
Yep. All right, you guys can see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, so the time on there says 45 minutes. It probably won't take 45 minutes. However, this gives us the opportunity to ask questions and discuss anything. Just for the ones that are not aware of what Booth Central is, Booth Central is a platform that we will be using for Virtual Club Day. I'll explain how to set it up. I sent an email out to all the presidents, vice presidents, advisors. Um, if you did not get the email, if you drop your email in the chat, I can send it so you can quickly um, let your club know about the event. The event will be March 18th from 1 to 4. Um, but yeah, let's get this bad boy going.
Here.
Yes.
I emailed you back when I got the email that it says the deadline is tomorrow, the 10th, but it didn't say noon. So I asked if that was still the case.
I responded back, yes, it's still new.
Well, then we need to resend the email and put noon on it, because otherwise the default assumption will be midnight.
Okay, so I will resend an email out. We might extend it one more day to Thursday, just because
Cool.
of hold on, let me finish, Lori, please. Just because of the time restraints, and that I see that we have a new club joining us. It's my fault for not sending it out, but we needed to confirm that Booth Central was going to host the event, which they will. Like I said, I've been in contact with them the last couple days, nonstop. So they already have it all set up for March 18th, from 1 to 4. So I will send another email out to reiterate, probably change the deadline till Thursday. I don't know. I don't think we need a vote for that. Naomi, we don't need a vote for that.
We can't vote anyway.
Yeah, since we didn't vote.
No, we can vote. Sorry, Mark.
Yeah, go ahead.
We have 2/3. That's quorum met, so we could
don't
vote.
But we don't have an advisor, so it's not an official meeting.
Okay. But yeah, we don't need a vote.
Let's not go back and forth. So we can, if we have 2/3 of it, we can vote. I just asked Brett if we can vote on something. He said yes, as long as quorum's met.
You're dropping in and out, brother, unless it's just me.
So
no, it's not.
No, it's not just you. Yeah, I hear too.
But anyways, that doesn't require a vote. Deadline will be Thursday at noon. Do you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you now. Yeah.
Astronomical. Thank you for letting me know. So like I said, it was not a vote to set the date. It was just a discussion on the date and the time that we set for the deadline. So I will go ahead and postpone it till Thursday noon. I will send an email out as soon as this meeting is over with, just to reiterate the deadline and extend it one day, because like I said, everybody got a late delay for the email being sent out. So we'll go ahead and change the deadline date to Thursday, the 11th. That gives us 1 week and noon. Is there any objections on that? Okay, hearing none, seeing none, we'll go ahead and make the new deadline Thursday, noon. Okay, let's get back over to Booth Training, Booth Central Training. Okay, how to apply for an event. Applying for an event, Booth Central is easy. I'm gonna go ahead and play this video tutorial. Hopefully you guys can see it, hear it. Please let me know if all of a sudden it cuts out, or you guys,
Signing up is simple.
you don't have it on.
We're excited that you're interested in applying for a virtual event on Booth Central. This tutorial will walk you through how to submit an application. For new vendors, you'll go to the
Mark, when you muted, we can't hear anymore.
upper right-hand corner of the screen. Signing up is simple. You'll begin by defining if you're a promoter or a vendor, and then create an account. Provide your first and last name, your business by providing an email address and defining a password. When you click register, you'll be brought into Booth Central to review all available events. I already have credentials set up, so I'm going to log in here. At the top of my screen, you'll notice a few menus. We can see My Events, which would be anything I've already signed up for, Find Events, and also access Virtual Event Help. We'll touch on all three of these menus as we go through the tutorial. You can find events by searching for event names or categories, or you can simply scroll through all events that are available. I have an event that I'd like to apply for called My Virtual Event. On this event screen, I have access to view the description and the event schedule, as well as promoter contact information should I need to reach out to the promoter directly. If you haven't yet begun an application, this pink button will say Apply as Vendor. I've already begun my application process, so it allows me to come in and edit this through continuing my application. Each application is configurable by the promoter, so their requirements may vary. You'll notice to the right-hand side of the screen, we have a summary of all of the required sections that must be completed. I have contact information at the top, and then my application questions include details about the virtual event. This section is beginning the process to build my vendor booth within the virtual event itself. You'll begin by providing a brief description of your business, uploading a banner or cover photo, providing a link to your website, and even a link to a short intro video. A couple of recommendations I'd like to make here. When it comes to the link to your website, we recommend that you use this to direct your attendees to the next desired action. For example, if you're participating in a consumer show, this might be your online shop. If you're participating in a career fair, you might direct users or attendees directly to your careers page. We want to make sure that this is the shortest path possible from your booth in the virtual event to the next action expected or hoped for by the attendee. You can provide links to videos. These need to be stored on YouTube or Vimeo. And you can also upload up to 5 additional images. The image upload process is simple. You can simply browse through your files on your computer or device, choose the appropriate image, and that will be uploaded instantly. You'll see when it's completed, this will be a nice green banner at the top of the screen. We have provided you with recommendations on image sizing. So the recommendation for ideal size is 800 pixels by 480 pixels to really showcase your work appropriately. As I scroll through the remainder of the application, you'll notice at the bottom of my screen, I'm able to select my event spaces. These will be specific to the event you're participating in. You'll likely have insight into the name and description of the booth type, and you can define your quantity desired. Other add-ons may be available. This might be things like interviews or other items that the promoter has offered for you to purchase. By clicking Save and Continue, I'll be moved into my payment process. I'll have insight into my total costs based on the booth.
You guys won't have to worry about payment or anything.
That I added on the page. I can see details about the payment schedule, and then I can provide details about my payment amount. In this example, I don't have credit card information required because I don't have a payment due, but should payment be due, Booth Central will collect credit card information using Stripe at this point in the process. Once I'm satisfied with my application and the details that I've provided, I can submit this. Upon submission, this will notify the promoter that I have applied for the event. They can review all of the information submitted and choose to approve or deny your application. You will be notified via email upon that action being taken. Once you have applied, you can come to My Events. You'll notice that I have 2 events, one that is started, the one that I just was creating that I have not yet submitted, and one where I've been approved to participate. You always have access to edit your app, so this will allow you to edit your vendor tile that will be displayed in the virtual event. So this includes your business name as well as your images, videos, and URL. Along the way, we always want to provide as much help to you as we can. We've created a virtual event toolbox for vendors that will provide you with helpful resources and documentation to ensure that you have a successful event. This includes videos, links to help documents, and also access to our full support center online. You will also have the ability to chat with our customer service desk using the chat feature on our website. This is a great way to ask questions as they come up through your journey towards this virtual event. We hope that this tutorial was helpful for you. Thanks so much and have a great day.
All right. So there was a tutorial, the video tutorial on that one. I will be sending this PowerPoint out after this meeting to the email list or the email that I sent out, just so clubs and representatives of that club can view it and see how easy it is to set it up. Move on. Just a quick little insight on it. It's basically the same thing in the video. Just to reiterate it, when you go to click on boothcentral.com, you're going to click on the vendor, join as a vendor. I found out the easiest way to make it so that way on the homepage for the name, because we don't want everybody's club to have their personal name as the booth. So for the first name, you're going to enter ARC. And for the last name, you're going to use the club name. So once again, on the first name, you're going to enter ARC. On the last name, you're going to put the club name. So it would be ARC and then last name Model U Nation, United Nations. And please use the club. If the club has an email address, please use the club's email address. Then create a password. Also, please give the advisor the login credentials. We don't want to have an issue where if the club transfers presidents and such, that they cannot access this platform.
Sure.
As far as filling out the application and choosing your event space, everybody will have the same type of page. There's not going to be no first come first serve. It has a bigger page, a bigger spot, or anything like that. How to change your name. When multiple people can log in, I know that was a question that was asked. If just say me and Naomi are in the same club and we both want to log in, we both can log in and it counts as one person. All you need is just the login credentials. So then that way, just say if we want to stay from 1 to 2, I can do from 1 to 1:30, and Naomi can Naomi can do 1:30 to 2. But if we both want to sign in early on each other on the club's account, we can do so and it won't mess anything up. Click the start video chat button to enter your video chat. It'll be down here on the bottom right. Select people in the top section that appears, and that's when you click to change your name. This is just basically a quick tutorial on how to change your name. Like I said, more than one person can log in with their login credentials, which allows the test talk between others. So as soon as the booth is applied for, it will be immediately approved. So then that way, club members can test it out, chat back and forth, just to make sure that everything's working. Are there any questions at this time?
Here,
Yes.
when it says login credentials, is that the ARC and the club name?
As far as login credentials right here, yes. When you create the account, because each club has to create an account. So when you create the account, for normally first name would be your first name, your last name, and your business. However, this is going to be used for clubs. So first name preferred to be ARC. The last name would be the club's name. So ARC Sociology Club.
And
ARC first name, Sociology Club, next last name.
So what if your club does not have an email address?
Then I highly recommend that you either the president or the advisor's email.
Okay, thank you.
Or whoever is the sole individual that's going to run the booth. Did that answer the question?
I think so. Thank you.
Okay. Like I said, when multiple people log in the video chat with the same credentials, they will have the same name. It's not like you can, it's not like me and Naomi can log in and I have my name and Naomi can have her name. It'll be the same name. That's why, hence, I am requesting that they do the name be ARC and the last name be the club's name. So that way it's not just joining Mark Shepard's, booth. Okay, we went there. More than one person, like I said. Screen share. How to screen share. Chrome provides the best screen sharing experience. You could also screen share in Safari and Firefox, but it doesn't have as many features. They highly recommend you use Chrome. Click the share button in the bottom left of the corner of the screen, as it has an arrow showing to where it's at. A pop-up will appear. Click on what you like to share. Same thing as doing like a Zoom. If you are, if somebody, you wanted to share a PowerPoint, a reoccurring PowerPoint, this is how you would do it. If you wanted to share some information about your club, this is how you would do it. In Chrome, select either your entire screen, application window, or Chrome tab. Click the share button in the pop-up. If the button is grayed out, that means you haven't clicked on what you would like to share. Then you go back to step 2 above, which is in Chrome, select the entire screen, add an application and window, or Chrome tab. What will your virtual booth look like? The details displayed in the virtual booth will be populated based on the information you entered in your event application. It is very important what you put in your application is what will show up on the main screen. Once it is approved by myself or Brett, then that's when you'll have the opportunity to go back in and edit your booth. Once you submit your booth, you will not be allowed to edit it until it is approved. So it's very important that you look over your booth application before you submitting it. So that way you have everything correct, and then you can also edit it. Once, like I said, once it is submitted and approved, that's when you'll be able to edit it. The following screenshot will give you an idea of what pieces of information will display where. Once again, you can only edit your booth after your application has been approved. If you do not see the edit button, that means your application has not been approved. This is what it'll look like. Excuse me. This is what it'll look like on the home page of the virtual event. On the left, as you can tell, you put the description of the club, upload the images and or video links, and then on the right, this is what it'll look like. So when say an attendee is visiting this virtual event, and they scroll through all the different clubs, this is what they'll see, which is on the right. When they would like to chat with, say, Sociology Club, they will just simply click on Start Video Chat. Then it will be up to Sociology Club to accept the video chat. And that way, that's when it becomes a live one-on-one chat with the attendee or the individual that has questions. Multiple people can join the chat. All they have to do is click Start Video Chat. They'll basically be put into your own room. So basically what it is like Sociology will have a chat room. MUN will have its own chat room, and so forth. Are there any questions?
Chair?
Yes.
Is it like a waiting room where we have to monitor it and let everybody in individually?
Yes. You don't have to, it'll be multiple people can be added into the room. It's just, but yes, you'll see like a little list. It'll say, Naomi is requesting to video chat, accept. Brett is requesting the video chat, accept. Now Naomi and Brett are in that room.
I see. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Are there any other questions? Comments? Concerns? Ideas? None at this time. I'll also be, however, I forgot to put 6 o'clock. So unfortunately, because of Brown Act and the Constitution, that I'm not going to be allowed to have an official meeting tonight at 6. However, using the same link that is provided for the Caeb meetings, I will be on around 6 o'clock, just to kind of give a quick read tutorial. If you want to share it with your club, share the link that is provided for this meeting, please do so. I'll be, like I said, I'll be there at 6. It'll basically just be a Q&A. If somebody has questions, I can hopefully answer them for you. But yeah.
Eric,
yes, go ahead.
the link was in the letter you sent out, I believe. I think that's how I got in the meeting.
Yes. Yep. It
Okay.
sure was. So, but just I forgot to reiterate. I'll reiterate the email and send it out again. I also am getting ready to reach out to Brett and send this, have Brett assist in sending this out to departments and chairs. So that way they can have the PowerPoint as well. But my main primary focus is clubs. I want clubs to have the first opportunity, and then any other booths that are available will go to the departments.
And
Any
Chair,
questions? Yes.
sorry, Megan.
No, go ahead.
And we can enter as just as a viewer, as a participant, not as a club presenter.
Correct. When you go to click on the event, it will say guest registration. You click on that, and all it wants is your name and your email address. There's also a little box that you can check that says do not share your information with vendors.
Okay.
So that way it really shows you as a guest with just your name. I'm assuming the only people that would have your email address is Booth Central. But like I said, there is a checkbox on when it says guest registration that do not share your information. If you want to share your information, do not check the box. But otherwise, when you land on the homepage of the event, all it says is guest registration, apply for booth.
So we'll get a Zoom link to get into Booth Central on Thursday, the 18th.
No, you will access boothcentral.com. You will find the event, and then that's when you click on the event.
Okay.
So just to kind of, I'm going to share it again, just so. When you go to Booth Central, you're going to find events. It hasn't been published yet, so ARC is not going to be on there. It will be published real soon. So here are some events that are, just happening everywhere else. Just kind of give you an idea. I'm going to click on the event. This is what the Caeb homemade homepage, a virtual event would be. As you can tell, it states right here, guest registration.
Yeah.
Click on guest registration, name, email. There's also a box right here that says I do not want vendors to have access to my information. And then because this event is not live, they don't have it where it says, because I'm in the promoter account, excuse me, if I sign out and go into a vendor account, this button right here, apply for a booth, would be lit up, and then I can apply to join this event. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. There's also a description. This one's actually kind of interesting. I'll have to go back and check that one out. But yeah, so this is what it's going to look like. You're just going to basically type in boothcentral.com, and or we will have a specific URL link for the event. So yes, but just in case if somebody doesn't get that in the email, and you want to let somebody know to join the event, you can tell them just go to boothcentral.com, search events, and they can find it that way. Awesome. Any more questions? No questions. All right, let's all get up and do 20 jumping jacks, and get everybody pumped up and get going. No, I'm super excited, guys. This is gonna be a pretty cool event. I had a live one-on-one, basically what it looks like with Booth Central. My contact at Booth Central, I signed up as a vendor just to kind of do a test run, just so I could see on the back end what it looks like. It's pretty cool. Like I said, there will be live tech support. If for some reason you're having issues with, the booth, or any technical issues, or a photo didn't show up, or such as that, you can actually speak to somebody live on the chat feature. They can help walk you through it, so that way not everybody's panicking or having any issues. All right, if there's no other comments, questions,
Just thank you for all your work, Mark. It seems like you've done an enormous amount of work.
thank you. And I've been working on this for a while. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and move on to committee reports. This time is reserved for the committee chairs to provide the board with a brief report on the current standing of active committees. Is there any committee reports? No, just club day committee. I can go ahead and give you, Naomi, do you want to give a quick update, or do you want me to?
On the club day committee? No, go ahead.
Oh, thanks, Naomi. Appreciate it. So just real quick, the club day committee met real quick. We basically just discussed the same thing we're discussing now, and host a training. So that is the report for club day committee. So we'll go ahead and move on to board member reports and announcements. This time is reserved for board members to inform the board about relevant campus-wide events and to report any pertaining community progress activities. A time of 3 minutes per report shall be observed. This is the time where clubs can share any announcements. Let us know what your club is doing, if you have any special meetings, any events, and such. So do we have any board member reports and or announcements?
Yes, we do. So for us, ARC Engineering, last week we have a general meeting regarding the electronic part of our project. And then this week on Friday as well, March 12th at 3 p.m., we're going to have a meeting specifically look at the code for the pump of the hydroponic system that we're planning to do. So here is the link for the Zoom sessions right there. So that's our hydroponic project going on for this semester. People can join in. We will go through the code to write the code for controlling a pump for hydroponic, and then for people who want to engage in the project or doing the research side of things, then we have sign up form there for people to participate.
Mark? Okay, well, MUN, we are having a meeting today, right after the meeting at 12 o'clock. So we are having 3 different speakers. So if you're interested in joining, just message and, we'll get you in the meeting.
Awesome. Thank you, Naomi. Any other reports, announcements?
Sociology Club and Progressive Dems, we're having a speaker today at 12:30. Elena Sanchez, Operations Manager for Western Service Workers Association, which is a mutual benefit association in Sacramento that aids low-income families. And a couple of weeks ago, we had a talk from a speaker from the Public Policy Institute who had a lot of statistics and graphs and charts on the effect of COVID on low-income people, especially people of color and women. And since Western Service Workers, or they call it WSWA, canvasses people every Saturday all day, they have boots on the ground interview experience with the people who are experiencing what the woman spoke about 2 weeks ago on the statistics. So we thought that would be a good complement to make a real life connection.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Any other announcements? Any announcements on what your club is doing? Any special meetings, anything like that? Sylvia, did you want to just reiterate what you said?
Sure. So ARC SHIP is having, we're having first our general meeting this Friday at 4 o'clock. So it's the same Zoom link and password as the flyer that I shared earlier. And then later on at 7 o'clock, we will be having a workshop that our professional Delta Valley professional chapter will be hosting. So we're just spreading the word on that to just get students ready for any internship applications, job applications, and just kind of, update your resume so you're ready to apply for those opportunities. I do know that it's like internship month this month for Los Rios, so I know like they're really tackling on having students create their handshake accounts. So if you haven't and you're looking for some internships, I've heard it's been really good, and some students have been getting some opportunities. So just wanted to put that out there. Thank you.
Astronomical. Thank you very much. Any other announcements and or board member reports?
I have a question.
Yes.
How do we get contact information for the other clubs?
Contact information for the other clubs as far as
like if any of our members want to get on their email list.
Mark?
That it? Yeah, go ahead.
So we have a Discord server for ASB, which has and I'll put it in the chat. I'll put the link in the chat. And it has Caeb channels and a lot of different outreach channels. So if you are trying to advertise your event or reach out to different clubs, I would recommend going to that Discord server and trying to reach out. It's kind of small right now since it was started like earlier this semester, I think, or at the end of last semester. And we're trying to grow it. So the best way is to tell your club members about it and try to be active on that for publicizing your events. And I'm about to put it in the chat.
Okay.
Thank you, Naomi.
To add on to that, just so briefly, if I may, we had just had a meeting, our club of the Native American Student Union had a meeting with basically the sister club at Sac State. And in the meeting, the Discord server got brought up, it was suggested, and basically the club at Sac State said not only do they use it and use it very actively, that like most other clubs at Sac State all use Discord servers. Like all of the extracurricular stuff rotates around Discord servers to pass out the information and the times and to keep everybody connected. So if that's not something that like everybody's like kind of used to using right now, it is gonna hit quick. So to add on to what she's saying, I would definitely recommend doing that, the Discord.
Mark, get it, but if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so I know also some clubs are having their own Discord server, which has proven to be really helpful. I know MUN has one, and what is it? Pride in STEM also has one. So it has been a really great way to communicate. And I know some groups like Pride in STEM are having their meetings actually in Discord, and it's a free server, so it's really helpful. It's a really good program to just become familiar with. And there are lots of resources on how to become familiar with on the actual ASB one. I think if you go to resources, I posted a video like at the very beginning that shows you a little bit on how to use Discord, and you can find lots of programs and lots of videos like that and resources like that online too.
Awesome, Naomi. Thank you very much for sharing that information. Yes, go ahead. Did somebody say chair? No? Okay. All right. Naomi, thank you very much for providing that information on Discord. Yeah, we do have a lot of channels that we're all in talking with. A lot of district task force and such are on there. So yeah, Discord. Everything's Discord right now. Awesome. So we'll go ahead and move on to public comment. This time is reserved for members of the public to address the clubs and events board on issues not already appearing on the agenda. A limit of 2 minutes per speaker shall be observed, with a maximum of 4 minutes per topic. No discussion is allotted on public comment. The law does not permit any action to be taken, nor extended discussion of any items not on the agenda. The ASB Clubs and Events Board may briefly respond to statements made for questions posed. However, for further information, please contact ASBK President for the item of discussion to be placed on a future agenda. At this time, do we have any public comment? No, hearing none, seeing none. We will move on to everybody's favorite part of a meeting, adjournment. If there is no objections, this meeting will be adjourned at 11:18. So go ahead